Are you confident the Nets will not see, if we're going to call him problem, Kyrie?
No, I'm not confident about that. Let me be very clear. I believe Kyrie is going to kill it in Brooklyn. I've said on the show many times at this point, maybe the most skillful player who ever lived. And he's from the area and he's got the situation he wants. He's going to put on a show you don't want to miss at Barclays Center 41 times during the regular season, and he's going to be killing it in the playoffs. But I can't sit here and say I'm confident problem Kyrie won't show up. He has not shown in the past consistently over real length of time that he can be just the lunch pail guy who doesn't ever cause a problem. When you sit down for a national interview to try to squash problems in the locker room, you're actually doing the opposite. Now, maybe he's learned from all these things, right? I hope he has. And I think he'll kill it. But I can't sit here honestly, like you put me on a lie detector test, be like, you confident you're not going to see problem, Kyrie? I can't be confident in that, Stephen A., because past is prologue. He hasn't shown that yet. I hope he can, but I can't say I'm confident.
I'm very confident. I'm not worried about Kyrie one bit because this is the first time that Kyrie had a choice. It's his decision. He was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers. He had to force his way out, but he didn't pick Boston. Dan Gilbert and the Cleveland Cavaliers chose Boston. And then when he was in Boston for the last 2 seasons, he dealt with what he dealt with. This is the first time in his life, in his professional career, he's been free, making a decision that was all his choice. And I remember I asked a couple of sources last night, why not the Lakers, especially if you got a chance to be there because Kawhi's not going there. And I was told he wants to be near his family and loved ones. It matters. And when you look at Kevin Durant, what could be the only reason? I mean, think about this. You lose out on $60 million. You're automatically an elite championship contender, still arguably the favorite if Kevin Durant is in Golden State and regains his health. Okay, you got championships, you've got money, you've got great teammates in Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, or whatever, but you left. Why? Because something was missing. And, you know, they operated as a unit. We all know the Golden State Warriors are a first-class organization, but Kevin Durant marched to his own beat, his own tune. Wasn't about not getting along with anybody or anything like that, but he's a different beast. But clearly very, very close to Kyrie. When the New York Knicks had approached Kevin Durant's team, and they talked about, you know what, we want you that bad. Who do you want with you? Okay, and they brought up Kemba Walker in the event that Kyrie Irving went to Brooklyn. And Kemba Walker as a security blanket because we know what Kemba Walker brings to the table. What did KD say? Nope, no can do. He was only interested in playing with one dude, and that was Kyrie Irving because they're tight. And so when you look at it from that perspective, we can look at the young guys, we can look at the talent the Brooklyn Nets have, but clearly this franchise has been handed to KD and Kyrie. So you're the leader of the franchise, A, and B, you're playing with somebody who's your boy. Not that you don't have a good relationship with LeBron now, but the relationship with LeBron now is arguably better than the relationship was when LeBron first returned to Cleveland, and y'all had to cultivate the relationship. There's more of a respect there. You miss each other, et cetera, et cetera. Him and KD have been friends for years. They get along tremendously well. They trust one another. Obviously, they're going to be the face of the franchise, and I think those things ensure that Kyrie will not be a problem at all for the Brooklyn Nets.
I hope you're right. Can I take a pause from the argument for a second,
Sure.
from the debate for a second, to just say this about Kyrie? I think he's actually the star here. KD, we have to see how he responds. You heard Chuck say, yeah, Dominique came back, but he wasn't the human highlight reel anymore. No one's ever really come back committed 100%. Kyrie, people have to understand, Brooklyn has a team. 7 years ago, the first time Brooklyn had a Major League Basketball team. First Major League franchise in Brooklyn since the Dodgers left, right? You know, what's New York known for in terms of basketball, Stephen A.? What's New York known for? Handles. Street ball handles is what the city is known for, right? Who has the best handles who ever lived? I'm going to argue it's Kyrie Irving. I think it's actually pretty clear it's Kyrie Irving. Best handles of all time.
Yeah, you've always said that.
From the area, playing in Brooklyn. The problem with New York ball is it's all handles and no one shoots. Kyrie can shoot the lights out. Kyrie is one of the best shooters in the NBA.
Yeah,
shooters in the NBA.
But see, the only reason I challenge you on that is because as somewhat of a basketball historian, what I would ask you to do is appreciate those who paved the way for the guy to come up. Sham God.
Oh, I was going to bring up
Anderson.
right
Kenny Anderson.
Wait, hold on.
I mean, come on now.
Hold on. I'm glad.
Dwayne Pearl Washington.
See what you just did? You interrupted and stole my thunder. I wanted to bring up God Sham God, okay? God Sham God and guys like him had absurd handles. But it was street ball game. On the NBA, it didn't translate. Kyrie has translated those level handles to championship level on the NBA.
He's a better shot maker.
He's unbelievable. So to have that in New York, my argument is, or my point is, I think he's actually the star of the show in Brooklyn. I think it's Kyrie's team and Kyrie's town now, even more than KD. Although KD can do amazing things if he wins a championship here, to me, the headline is Kyrie Irving in Brooklyn, Stephen A.
Listen, what I would say to you is the reason why that's probably the case is only because KD's hurt. If KD were healthy, that would not be the case. Regardless of how spectacular Kyrie would be and what have you, Kevin Durant would be that dude. He would be that alpha dude. Because he's injured, Kyrie gets to start off the Brooklyn era without him and put on his own show, paving the way for KD to return. Kyrie is the guy that's going to have you fantasizing even more about KD's return, because what Kyrie's going to do, you're going to sit up there looking at it going like this, damn, we can't wait till KD come up in the house. That's what it is.
God Sham God him. So God Sham God handles translated to maybe an MVP level player on a championship team.
And before God Sham God, you had Kenny Anderson. Before Kenny Anderson, you had Dwayne Pearl Washington, who, by the way, at Syracuse, God rest his soul. Dwayne Pearl Washington. Listen, Michael Jordan and these boys were in college. I'm telling you right now, in 2019, in all my years, Dwayne Pearl Washington is the greatest collegiate show ever in the history of college basketball.
How about Earl the Pearl Monroe when the Pearl got to the Garden?
And even he was not Dwayne Pearl Washington.
Thank you so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.